Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and I'm going to be bringing you another top 5 recommendations. This is going to be for the month of June. Now, I did one for last month, and I've been watching all these movies um, each month, and I've been keeping track of them. But rather than sit around and tell you every single movie I watched, I figured I would do a top 5 recommendation with 2 honorable mentions. Now, these are the rules that I've set for myself. They can only be first time watches. Uh, Alternate cuts of movies, TV cuts, director's cuts that I've seen before the original cut will not be on this list. Um, I think this month was Terror in the Isles. I watched, which I've seen many times. I got the Scream Factory. I watched the regular cut, and then I went back and watched the television cut. And it's almost like a whole new movie because there's a lot more recommendations. However, it will not be on this list. So let's get started with my first honorable mention is going to be The Dark. The Dark is a super fun 80s monster slasher alien type film. And I actually had a ball with it. Unfortunately, I missed it when Code Red put out the Blu-ray, but I was able to get this. I already had the Shriek Show triple feature. Being is also good. Code Red just put that out as well. And Creatures from the Abyss is just so much fun. But The Dark, these two I'd seen before. I did watch The Dark this month for the first time and had a ball with it. So, first honorable mention is The Dark from the 80s. The next honorable mention is Rust Creek. Now, Rust Creek, they had one of the actors on the Midnight Hour. Josh Hobbs had him on there. And it kind of inspired me to watch this movie. And I absolutely loved it. I thought it was really good. It's a very good backwoods survival sort of film. Really good. Definitely recommend it. And it's a Scream Factory. All right, let's get into the top 5. Coming in at number 5 is a Wild Eye movie called Dark Sister. I really enjoyed this. This movie really impressed me. It reminded me of a giallo, although it can't be considered a giallo because of the rules, whatever. But it is a really good film. Coming in at number 4 was one of the ones I used for What's in the Bag, Jay. And it's called Sputnik. Now, Sputnik is also a Scream Factory. It is a really solid creature feature. My only problem with it was I would have liked it in its native Russian language, but they did dub it in English, which is fine, but I just think it would have worked a little bit better. But this movie is fantastic, really solid. I definitely recommend it. All right, coming in at number 3 is Trauma from Dario Argento. Now, this was the last piece of the puzzle I needed. I own all of the Dario Argento horror / giallo movies, and I did get this from Mark of Horror. I am missing one of his films now called The Five, I think is what it's called. The Five? But it's like an action or western type film. This movie is really good. I knew people say that Dario Argento peaked in the 70s, and that may be true, but movies like Sleepless and Trauma, I think, are incredible films. So, this one is hard to find. Hopefully, we'll get a Blu-ray of it, but definitely check this one out. It's really good. If you haven't seen it. Coming in at number 2, and this is an interesting one because I had been avoiding this movie because of the time limit. This is over 2 hours, and it's Dance with the Devil. Now, this has Rosie Perez, James Gandolfini, and Javier Bardem from No Country for Old Men. This movie is so good. I was completely impressed with this movie. I know that Severin just put out a Blu-ray and a 4K of this movie, but it's just It's really, really good. And it has a lot of horror elements to it. Very impressive. It's known as also as Perdita. So, really good movie. Really good. Which leaves number one, and that is The House That Jack Built. Now, this took me all month to figure out where I was going to put this on the list, or even if it was going to make the list, because I had to sit around and think about this one for a while. And that's not uncommon for the Lars von Trier movies. Um, he is a bit self indulgent, and, that is a drawback, but this movie is so good. It's just so good. Really good. And it's a long one as well. So, if you can get past the 2 hour and 20 minute some time limit, you're golden on this one. It's a masterpiece in my opinion. Really good. And I did watch the director's cut. I haven't watched the regular cut yet, but the director's cut made the list. So let's see. Let us go through these one more time real quick. The Dark was my first honorable mention. Really good movie. I definitely recommend it. Rust Creek. Fantastic movie. Little light on the horror, but it's really acted well, and it's a compelling story. Really enjoyed it. Coming in at number 5 was a Wild Eye movie called Dark Sister. Fantastic movie. Absolutely loved it. Number 4 was Sputnik, also a Scream Factory and a really solid creature feature. Number 3 is Argento's Trauma. Probably going to become one of my favorite movies from him. Yeah, really good. Number 2 is Dance with the Devil, aka Perdita. Fantastic film. You're definitely doing yourself a disservice if you don't watch this. And number 1 is The House That Jack Built. Yeah, this movie is just wow. Yeah, really good. So that's it, guys. I actually clocked in. I don't know if I told you guys this, but I've been keeping track of everything that I've been watching. And I did watch 87 movies this month. Far cry from 100, but it is what it is. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your favorite top 5 movies were of the month. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.